how to master the lotus posture. Since ancient times, the lotus flower has been held to be sacred by a variety of spiritual traditions across the world. It's a symbol of purity and the ability to remain pure and virtuous inside, no matter what's going on around you. The flower grows in the mud, but yet it remains beautiful, colourful, and fragrant. So it's no surprise that the ideal posture for tranquil meditation has come to be named after the lotus. The problem with the lotus posture is that if performed incorrectly, it can cause permanent damage to your knees. Here's a diagram of the incorrect lotus posture. As you can see, the sublunar cartilage in the knee is being pinched painfully, and there's a nasty stretch on the ligaments on the side of the knee. And here's a diagram of the correct lotus posture, and as you can see, the knee is in perfect alignment. In order to explain this principle more, here's Joss. As you can see, Joss is already a master of the lotus posture. This is because Joss has dedicated his entire life to the study and practice of Indian yoga. The first thing Joss is going to demonstrate for us is how our knees are naturally built to work. Our knees are a hinge joint. That means they're built to flex forwards and backwards. The tendons on the side of the knee, they don't like it if you stretch them any other way. So, in order to perform the lotus posture, we need to make sure that we stretch from the hip and not from the knee. As you can see, the range of movement needed in the hip to get the leg in the correct position for the lotus posture is considerable. For this reason, we need to perform a few stretches to increase the natural range of motion in the hip. The first one is called the lotus lunge. Use your body weight to stretch the front leg slightly, and notice how its position is imitative of that in the lotus posture itself. Don't worry, you don't need to stretch quite as far as Joss is when you first start. The next stretch is called butterfly knees. You may want to push down on your knees with your elbows to begin with. And then as your flexibility increases, you can use your muscles like Joss to perform the stretch. Now this stretch is called the cradle, and this is a wonderful stretch to prepare your legs for any seated meditative posture, not just the lotus position. It's important when performing this stretch that you make absolutely sure that the stretch is coming from the hip, not the knee, as you hug your leg to your body. Another way you can increase the range of motion in your hips in preparation for the lotus posture is to change the way you sit during meditation. Here Joss is sitting cross-legged, but he's making sure his hips are stretching in an open position. Once you find this easy, you might want to move to the Burmese posture. This is a wonderful position for meditation and really prepares the hips for the lotus posture. Some people prefer to use the perfect posture, which Joss is performing now. And after a few months of practicing meditation in these positions, you can start to use the half lotus. But just make sure that you vary which foot is on top and which is on the bottom to make sure that you don't have any imbalances in your flexibility. And then, as your flexibility increases, you may want to start to sit for short periods in the full lotus posture. I hope you've enjoyed this introduction to the principles leading to the mastery of the lotus posture. It's important to remember the principles that the lotus represents and to progress at your body's natural rate, unmoved by any sense of competitiveness or by any expectations you may have. For a full and systematic course leading to the adoption of the lotus posture, you might want to check out my book, Becoming the Lotus. If you're looking for yoga tuition, please visit Joss's website, which is www.theyogatree.co.uk.